my name's Caitlin and I am the creator of KBM&Co. I wanted to first introduce myself and say hey, and then we're going to talk about the first 3 things that you can do to get your event started. So, hey, I'm Caitlin McCreary. I've been in the event planning world for over 3 years now, and I just recently decided that I wanted to be my own boss. So, I took 2020 to really look at what that was going to look like, figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, and so here we are. So my background includes public relations and sport and event marketing. That kind of explains why I chose the niche I did of fundraising and promotional events. I really have always loved event planning, but I think it's that much more rewarding when we're able to give back to a charity or community or raise awareness for something. And then at the end of the event, really feel like you've accomplished something, and it's just that much more rewarding to me. And that's my favorite part of event planning, is when you can step back and look and see how much impact you had. So that's a little bit about me. So let's jump into it. How can you start your event? What are the first 3 things that you need to do to get your event started? The first thing, you've probably already done this. Come up with your objectives and your goals. What kind of event are you planning? Is it a yearly annual celebration, a milestone? Is it a cause? Okay, these are categories that I've kind of come up with. And then figuring out what the goal of that objective is. Are you just there to have a good time and celebrate? Are you trying to educate on a certain cause or item? Or are you trying to raise funds? Once you figure this out, the next big step is your budget. Okay, step 2. I think it's really important to put your budget as your next step, because if you start planning details and no, I want this and that, and then it doesn't fit into your budget, you can be really disappointed at the end of the day. So if we plan on what our budget is beforehand, that way we can slot things in to our budget as we go, see where we need to trim or where we can add. And I think that is the best way to start planning your event. Your budget can be a range. You can have a minimum range and a maximum range. You can have an event that has a $0 budget, or you can have an event that has $100,000, $1 million budget, okay? Whatever you decide, plan a minimum and a maximum range. That way, we're gonna shoot for the minimum, but that maximum range is gonna be there for any kind of hiccups that we find along the way. And that way you're not going over budget. Okay, so second is your budget. The third thing you need to come up with is your theme. Personally, I like to know what my event is gonna look like before I start planning my venue, before I start looking at any kind of food, that kind of stuff. If I decide on a theme, then this way, when I'm looking at venues, I can envision and see what my event is gonna look like before I choose that venue. Really important to make your event look as cohesive and professional as possible. So making sure you decide on a theme is the third step. So we've got objectives and goals, budget, and theme. I hope you guys learned something, and if you liked this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.